Tyler is a 21-year-old barista with autism who had accommodation requests that were initially granted and then were taken away.
Which side are you on? Which side are you on?
In a little bit better news, the NLRB has issued a complaint against Starbucks in the case of 3 baristas, alleging that the company is engaging in illegal anti-union activity, specifically interfering with, restraining, and coercing employees. The cases are Layla. She is a 19-year-old barista that management continues to harass with write-ups that are not consistent with prior record of enforcement. The company also illegally punished a union supporter by writing her up for a previously tolerated medical absence and ultimately suspended her. Starbucks forced out another pro-union employee by denying scheduling availability requests. And finally, Tyler is a 21-year-old barista with autism who had accommodation requests that were initially granted and then were taken away when the company found out that he supported the union. I mean, this is just disgusting. There's a thread that Jordan Zacharin has on Twitter that I would recommend y'all read. And this is some of it. Last year, Tyler was diagnosed with autism, and part of their autism is sensory, so the headphones and the apron that Starbucks workers are required to wear trigger meltdowns. And for a year, Tyler asked for minor accommodations, maybe less time with a headset or a shirt instead of an apron, and Starbucks management ignored the request for much of the time. The sensory meltdowns got worse, and finally, Starbucks management agreed to make some accommodations. Then it became clear that Tyler supported the new unionizing effort in the store, and suddenly Starbucks management informed Tyler that they couldn't make those simple accommodations. They would need a bunch of doctor's notes, which Tyler could not afford to get. It's insane. He's a 21-year-old who lives far from his family. He can't afford to get this professional evaluation that Starbucks is requiring to make these accommodations. They offered to work behind the scenes so the apron wasn't an issue, but Starbucks said no. In order to afford to get medical care, Tyler has to work, but Starbucks won't let them work until they get the care. It's a doctor's note. The accommodations aren't actually an issue. Starbucks can make them, and of course, but they're not making them because Tyler supports the union campaign. If the NLRB wins the case, Starbucks will have to offer to rehire the fired workers and reimburse them for lost wages and post a notice of their misconduct with a promise not to do it again. The hearing is scheduled for June, which is welcome news, but it's not good enough, and it's not quick enough. This is quick. And it's looking to maybe be resolved 3 months from now. 3 months from now. Now, Starbucks Workers United has been making GoFundMes for workers that are that have their hours cut back and that have been fired. So I'm sure they've got something. But for workers that don't have that kind of support, 3 months without work, even if you know that you'll ultimately get your lost wages back, 3 months without work is going to be devastating. Devastating. And so this is not happening quick enough. And as always, workers cannot rely on the law to save us. We've got to do it ourselves. In the time that it takes this complaint to run its course, we will likely see 100 new Starbucks, 100 new campaigns announced at 100 different Starbucks locations. And that is what is going to protect workers at Starbucks. It's not going to be this individual case. It's going to be workers coming together to organize collectively and protect each other. It's not going to be the boss. It's not going to be the law. It's going to be us. You just saw a clip from the Valley Labor Report. We are live every Saturday morning from 9:30 a.m. till 12:30 p.m. And we pride ourselves on keeping all of our content free to everybody so that we can talk to as many working folks as possible. If you support the work that we're doing, you think that it's important, you think that it's good, then consider making a monthly contribution to the project, and you can do that on our website, tvlr.fm.